as it is, you know we go through a lot of glue sticks. I expect that this battery's probably going to go dead eventually. Alright. We're going to glue our sauropod right there. I like that. That looks good. Let's see how that looks. See? Now you got to remember, I'm probably going to paint all this and put different stuff in here. We'll go ahead and glue our caveman into the bottom corner. So we're going to probably... I probably could have got away with putting them in and just leaving the colors, but I'm wanting to kind of do something here. Let's see how that looks. Or I can pull these back out and try that. I might just do that. I think that's what we're going to do. We're almost going. I'm gonna leave them in their natural color because that's just kind of the whole idea of the fun of these things. Boy, I glued him in good. Okay. Since we're not going to be worried too much about the glue that's stuck in here, because it's going to have stuff on top of it, we're going to go ahead and paint this dude. And I'm going to go ahead and kill the glue gun for a few minutes because it gets hot and I don't want it getting hot and bad business. Be right back. I'm going to go get some paint. Alright guys, I'm back and we're going to go ahead and commence the painting. I got to get all these stringers out of the way. Now, you got to understand a lot of this is not going to look quite the same. I'm going to have to be very ginger about how I do it. Now the outer frame of it, or at least the shelves in here, I think I'm going to go with a little burnt sienna. And we'll see how that looks. Maybe, and I'll probably use some green along the framing and what all, because I'm not even sure exactly what all we're going to be doing with this when I'm done. But we're going to go ahead and lay in some paint right here. Let me see if I can get this where you can see it. And let's put him up against our framing here so you can see me go at this paint. There we go. It's going to be a little bit more time consuming than just slopping on paint because of the way that I tend to do it, and I'll show you that here, and you know what I tend to do. Put this away, and I'm going to go ahead and wipe down this thing because it, like I said, oh, don't fall over. Thank you. Sorry about that. We'll go ahead and dry this off now as best as I can, hopefully not damage my work, my handiwork so far. I'm trying not to knock things over. Okay. So far so good. Now we're going to do the same thing here. Put this kind of lurky lumen over top of it. We're going to do the same thing here on the next level. So I'm going to go ahead and dry my brush off. We're going to do it again. Maybe up this side here. And a little along this side in here. I got a bit of a stringer that's going to have to come out. Stringers, as we know, are the bane of my existence. Okay. We'll see how this holds up. I probably will clear coat the entire thing when I'm done, but presently, I don't know. We'll see. Then I'm going to come in here with my paint rag, grab this and kind of wipe it down gently and get in here where I can get to it. I don't want to, like I said, damage all my handiwork. Okay, we're going to turn it. Get in here where I can do this without knocking and breaking my glue or what all. There we go. Now, let's go ahead and paint this next set up here. We'll do it again. Get this glue off of it. And like I said, I'll do the best I can, because the painting, like I said, Miss Salisbury, when she was doing it, she just kind of gessoed over the whole thing, and I don't have any gesso, and honestly, I'm not looking for more of a color scheme as I am just kind of having a little fun with it, which is what I'm going to do. Okay. There we go. Now, come over here, do the same thing. Like I said, I'm not sure I'd call it art because I didn't sculpt the dinosaurs myself this time. Which, while it galls me, it also kind of harkens back to my childhood. Toy dinosaurs were like my favorite things. My brother got a set of, not Marks, but I think it was one Timmy, it was another one. Another company that made them, NPC or something like that. And there was a set that was made by these. And had all the big five. You know, when I say by the big five, I mean Tyrannosaurus, Triceratops, Steg, Ankylosaurus, Brontosaurus, Dimetrodon, what they called Trachodon at the time, we now call it Anatosaurus, Allosaurus. Now, they didn't have any pterodactyls. It's kind of an odd thing, and I've missed a spot up underneath here. That's going to have to be fixed. I still got 12 minutes, so we're doing alright. Now, just kind of touch that right up underneath here. And I've still got some stringers. I hate stringers. Now, there we go. That will do. Now we're going to swing this around. Not literally, but you know what I mean. We're going to go ahead and swatch this down. And yes, I know, before anybody messaging me, I know dinosaurs and caveman didn't live at the same time, but when you got those toy sets as a kid, which is what I'm aiming at, the science behind the dinosaurs is interesting, but equally interesting, in my opinion, is pop culture's response to these creatures. These animals, separated from man by 60 million years, have made an indelible mark on the human psyche. It's funny because animals that they actually encountered, things like cave bears, short-faced bears, saber-toothed cats, megalania in Australia, ground sloths, mammoths, none of these things had the same effect on the human mind that did the animals that honestly man hasn't, man never saw alive. It's kind of crazy. I find that interesting as all get out. Now, it's not going to be a great rub down because honestly, this is the way it's set up. It's going to be difficult to rub them all down. Now, I'll come around to this side here and we're going to get this shelving. So, I'll probably go green along the outer frame of this thing and maybe blue and yellow and stuff inside. I just got to figure out exactly because I don't want my colors clashing. For example, I don't want to put anything that's going to have... Why did I put it on the back side of that? Well, there's going to be a volcano there anyway. There is, for example, that caveman, he's orange. So I don't want anything that's going to blend in with orange in there. Probably blue would be the best bet. So this is, you know, it's not just simply gluing a bunch of toys into a shelving. It's going to be figuring out color schemes. So this is actually kind of interesting. I didn't know whether I would like this or not. I just knocked something off. I frequently do. Let me see here. I still have a little more up in this corner I don't like yet. There we go. See, Miss Salisbury can get away with that because she kind of guesses everything and then colors it, but really I'm wanting to kind of keep the individual colors of these animals intact. Just, as like I said, it's kind of harkening back to my childhood, where, you know, brightly colored toy dinosaurs were my favorite playthings. Now, dinosaurs were so cool. And still are. I mean, lately, how many dinosaurs have you seen me doing? You know. Dinosaurs and catapults. Two of my favorite things. And weaponry. I like weaponry. Now here, there's some of these people that don't quite get the idea that shall not be infringed as a thing. They want to ascribe to the government what was clearly ascribed to the people, but I digress. Now, we're going to have to fill it with some stuff anyway, so it's not going to be that big an issue. Alright. We're going to try it, and it's my first try at this, so we'll do the best we can. The color, by the way, I'm using is burnt sienna, which is actually a shade I really like. And its less overcooked counterpart, raw sienna, which is about the color of World War II Japanese uniforms, which I've always actually kind of liked their design. I actually did a very controversial video not long ago over that very issue. Okay, we got stringers. That hunk of glue right there that needs to come out. There we go. Grab that, pull that out. We'll probably do this panel by panel because I'm not real sure exactly what I'm doing here. Now, but we do have our panels in place now. That one there's so small, I'm not going to bother with trying to paint over it. But here's where we're at thus far. Now, we're going to go ahead and fire up the glue gun again while I paint some of these panels in. I got to figure out exactly what I'm going to be using for a volcano. Oh, got some glue stuck to this. That won't do. Now then. Here's where we're at this far. So, I'll see if I can get this thing to where you can see what I'm doing as I'm doing it. Alright. There you go. Something like a head cam would be very useful here. I'll paint the outer frame after I get everything on the inner frame. And I did not get all that painted in that lower panel down here. Well, we'll have to fix that. I probably missed a few things. But we're going to do our best here with the situation as it's given. That's all a man can do, is his best. Now, let's go ahead and lower this down, raise up our camera, and kind of give us a quick overview as to what I'm doing here. Alright. First thing we're going to do is we're going to paint the interior of this. So we're going to glue our caveman in there. I want a blue backdrop, so I'm going to have to clean our brush good because I've got brown paint all over it. I don't want brown paint all over it. Now, and hopefully I won't have brown paint all over it. But we're going to try our best. I'm probably going to lay this coat on a little thicker because it's doused it a little bit. And we are getting a little mixage, and I'm not liking that. It's not coming out with a color I'm wanting. So we're going to have to clean the brush again to get some of this junk off of it. See, it's inside here. See, I'm getting a bunch of stray paint coming off this side over here. Probably should have waited till it dried, but we're going to have to clean it anyway. I'm going to let that panel dry while I'm working on the next one. Okay. Now I've got the centerpiece is actually something that Kid Mad made for me, and that's what's going to go in the center, and that is, she painted me this little dinosaur head rock, and that's going to go in the middle of this. It's going to go right there. Now, since we're using green there, we're going to put yellow in there in that middle piece. So, and I'll probably end up grabbing some other coloring, but right now, see, here's where some gesso would have come in would have been very useful. So I'm going to have to lay in a couple of coats on this to get past the picture that's in there. The kind of a glossy picture that's in there. I'm going to have to lay a couple of coats in just to do that. So we're going to let that first coat dry, and then we'll come back to it. Meanwhile, dry this off. Did I grab some green? I thought I grabbed some. I did. I sure did. Okay. Did I just... Yes, I did. I just messed up. Okay. I put my yellow paint lid on the blue paint. That won't do. Now then. We're going to let that side that we just kind of compromised dry a little bit while I'm doing that. We're going to go and paint some stuff green. Now, up here in the top, we're going to be putting our sauropod, so we don't want that to be green. And I don't know if you can see all that, but hopefully you can. I'm going to turn this overhead off and maybe keep from blinding you. Yeah, now that shows up a little better. Now, go ahead and clean this brush down. We're going to get ourselves some lime sherbet, and that's going to go in here. I'm just kind of laying it in. I'm not going to try to wipe this down in here. Because I just don't want to. Now that actually turned out well. Now, while I'm waiting for that to dry, we're going to go ahead and glue in our first dinosaurs in this green panel on this green background right here. So let's see what we got. Gotta have things that won't look green. Also gotta find some way of holding this thing up so it doesn't fall over. Alright, stuff that's not green. Now our orange caveman's gonna go in here. So we're gonna put something else. Maybe an orange trike. I like that. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have to come back over here, set the camera back up. So you can kind of get an overview as to what I'm doing, because I need both hands free. Now you, my little friends, are going to put it right here. Yeah, that looks good. Now, like I said, I don't want any green in there. And I don't really want any blue.